Sigma men are so exceptional. This personality has been used to portray great characters in popular stories and movies. These men are confident, intelligent, and successful because of their high ethics, which makes them really appealing. But behind that great personality is a dark reality that you may not be aware of. Sigma males are destined to be alone. They just cannot escape this reality. But why is it so difficult for these men to have a great social life? This question would be answered in this video, and what you are about to find out may not be what you are expecting. If you are a man working to be your best self, then you need a daily dose of motivation. That is why you have to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Now that you have done that, let's get on with today's topic. Number 1. Sigma men can be alone, but never lonely. It is a paradox that is hard to understand for those who are not Sigma men. Making friends is not a problem for Sigma men. They have all it takes to be popular and social if they wanted to. The problem is, they actually don't want to make many friends. These men love being alone. They would actively seek to be left alone. This craving is so strong that Sigma men would often leave their homes and take long walks alone, far from everyone. This is a moment when the Sigma male really feels at his best. His mind is loose, and he is connected with nature. The desire to withdraw and be alone is why men with this personality are called Sigmas in the first place, because this desire is very similar to that of the Sigma wolf that roams the wild on its own away from the pack. Sigma men actually choose to withdraw from the crowd and be free from the need to conform or please other people. So even if these men are alone, they often choose this path, and they don't feel lonely as may expect them to be. 2. They are hard to please. This is not a really pleasant one, but who said Sigma men are perfect? They are not. Their desire for perfection can be a huge burden to others, and they may find an association with Sigmas to be too demanding. The Sigma has no intention to be a pain in anyone's neck, but they cannot help it. They always want things done at a very high level. Here is a creative essay on why it is bad to be too hard to please. The problem here is, most people want to have fun, maybe a little bit more than Sigma males can accommodate. The Sigma man is never satisfied with what they have or what they do. They are always looking for more, better, faster, or smarter. They do not remain impressed for long. Then they start wondering if more can be achieved. Take the case of Thomas Shelby in the series, Peaky Blinders. He was always striving for more until his family felt exhausted. When he is unable to rally support, it never deters Thomas from finding another way. While this attribute makes Sigma males very successful, it does not make them great people to associate with. Most people will avoid being with these men because they cannot keep up with the Sigma male's enthusiasm, or it simply does not make sense to them. 3. Regular life feels like a waste of time. For Sigma men, what is generally accepted as a regular life feels like imprisonment to them. They feel like society puts too many restrictive demands that make people think and live in the same way. That is why you see men like Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, openly speaking against how restrictive the educational institution is and his willingness to fund and support people who can think outside this system. Sigma men like him are not satisfied living life like pre-programmed robots. These men are often going against social norms, questioning things that everyone else dares not to question. Because of this divergent way of thinking, these men may find it difficult to fit into regular social circles. And even if they find themselves in any social circle, it is very likely they would get bored and leave. Divergent thinking is a thought process or method used to generate creative ideas by exploring many possible solutions. Sigma men are divergent thinkers, which sometimes can be a problem, especially in very conservative societies, where people are restricted from exploring thoughts that are unpopular. Divergent thinkers are often independent, curious, and risk-takers. Sigma men find it difficult to socialize or communicate with people who cannot think outside the box. The experience can be frustrating for both the Sigma men and other people who cannot understand them. These men want more from life than just doing what everyone is expected to do, and this often leaves the Sigma men unable to form meaningful connections with others. 4. Hard for Sigma men to make casual friends. Sigma men relate best with other Sigma males, and this makes it hard for them to make friends because the Sigma male's personality is the rarest personality. Despite the difficulty of finding friends, Sigma males stubbornly refuse to compromise on their standards. They would refuse to make friends out of necessity. These lone wolves would wait until they find the right person, even if it would take forever to find that special person. You cannot blame the Sigma male for being so resolute like this, because it can be hard for those who are not Sigma males themselves to get along with the Sigma personality. It is normal for people to have casual friends they are not close to but still hang out with occasionally. Sigma males may find it hard to have casual friends. So this problem is not just about them keeping their inner circle small, it is much more. They do not like having casual friends, especially when it comes to the price of social obligations that require them to spend time with these people. These men are friendly and have no problem associating with everyone they come across, but they set strict boundaries that help them define their relationships. So the Sigma male has a minimal circle of close friends that may just consist of 1 or 2 persons, but they also don't have casual friends too. These men tend to feel energized by spending time alone or with a few close others, where they can recharge their batteries and reflect on their experiences. They also tend to value quality over quantity when it comes to their relationships, and they seek out intimacy and connection with people who share their interests and values. 5. Sigma males are easily misunderstood. There is a natural suspicion for people who are withdrawn, considered too quiet. This suspicion is born out of fear of not being unable to predict what the quiet person is thinking or capable of doing. And indeed, Sigma men can be really mysterious, making people around them feel insecure and uncomfortable. Fortunately, Sigma males are often progressive thinkers. Even though they are withdrawn and quiet, they would still put in some effort to make people around them feel comfortable. These men have a high sense of self-value, which can easily be misinterpreted as ego. They take pride in their work, their knowledge, and their ethics. They do not feel apologetic about being themselves and are never scared of disagreeing with anyone, regardless of who the person is. This makes Sigma men come across as being egoistic. We live in a world that values extroversion, social interaction. So when the Sigma male is not giving enough, it is assumed that they may be shy, antisocial, or boring. They are simply people who prefer to focus on their inner thoughts and feelings rather than on external stimuli. They are typically reserved, quiet, and introspective, and enjoy spending time alone or with a few close others. Sigma men have different ways of communicating and expressing themselves than extroverts. They tend to be more thoughtful and reflective before they speak, and they often prefer written communication to verbal communication. They also tend to avoid small talk and superficial conversations and prefer to have deeper and more meaningful discussions with people they trust. These men may feel exhausted or suffocated by the constant demands and expectations of extroverted social norms. Another reason why Sigma men are often misunderstood is that they have different strengths and weaknesses than extroverts. They tend to be more creative, analytical, and independent thinkers who can work well on their own or in small teams. They also tend to be more attentive, empathetic, and loyal listeners who can offer support and insight to others. Alpha males, on the other hand, easily make friends because they are extroverts who tend to be more charismatic, adaptable, and collaborative leaders who can work well in large groups. They also tend to be more persuasive, optimistic, and sociable speakers, unlike the Sigma male that is more direct. These characteristics make alphas more preferable as friends to most people. 6. His interests are not popular. Sigma men find it hard to find people who share their interests. Most people would find the interests of these men to be boring because they love activities that stimulate their minds, such as reading, hiking, or anything that would help them channel their thoughts and develop their minds. Sigma men do not also enjoy getting involved in trends. To Sigma men, it feels like they are joining the bandwagon and not being themselves. These men do not like being obligated to do anything just because everyone else is doing it. So when they find themselves with people who are always doing or talking about things only because the topic is popular, the Sigma male feels disconnected. These men are not interested in discussing topics they consider to be vain. They are also not interested in the vanity lifestyle of buying things just because they are expensive or popular. This is why you find very rich Sigma men that are not interested in flashy things because are never interested in pleasing other people. In the end, Sigma men have to enjoy their interests in solitude when they cannot find like-minded people to spend time with. Just by the very way Sigma men think, they are destined to spend most of their lives alone, and they love it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well. Thanks for watching.